What do you mean?
You can be funny, but I'm the funny.
She said I can't be funny. Do you know that the reason why this girl decided that she was going to marry me is because I made her laugh? I am funny, bro.
You give me freedom, you give me life. You give me guidance, you give me guys.
So another thing that we learned at marriage counseling was that whenever we are trying to resolve conflicts, whatever we're saying to each other, we say it with love. Do not say it with malice. Oh, we had to learn that. Because if early days of marriage, we would talk or we'll be having a conversation and we'll both remind ourselves, tone.
Tone is important. Yeah. Long story short, I told her, look, I'm not here to waste your time with all this boyfriend-girlfriend thing. I'm over that. I don't know how much time we would need to get our ducks in a row so that we can make it happen. But I'm not here to be your boyfriend. I'm done with that. I want to marry. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Somebody actually shouted, hell.
Believe it's true. Sometimes love you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bae or No Bae with Angeloh.
Promise you will do me
Fantastic. Good evening, everybody. My name is Ejiofor Ibrahim. I am a TV host, a red carpet host as well. I'm also a lifestyle journalist and fashion designer. By the way, I made what I'm wearing tonight. Let me sell my market. It's time to welcome a power couple, a dynamic duo who embody talent and purpose in the most beautiful way. From lighting up our screens to shaping culture through their Due Parenting podcast, they have created a safe space and are redefining what it means to balance love, career, and purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, let's have lights, camera, love. Ladies and gentlemen, with a roaring round of applause, make welcome Linda and Ibrahim Suleiman. So I have a quick secret some of you may not know. Who knows Captain Quest? Who knows Captain Quest? You do. All right, so before they have their seats, Captain Quest is going to show us a bit of those skills. You are going to give us something light. Yes or no? If you're for yes, say yeah. Captain Quest, please give it to us. Yes, entertain Linda. See, special request.
Something like, who's am I? Unconventional to describe. You're an anomaly. Oh, what you mean to me? I cannot put in words. No vocabulary. You give me freedom. You give me life. You give me guidance. You give me guys. You're all I ever need. You is my evergreen. Oh, you're the best. You're the best part of me, and I'm gonna say it a million times in one, a million times in two.
First of all, good evening, everyone. So you decided that it's fight we used to start this matter. So it is on record that I am retired. I've been retired for almost 10 years. So as you can see, I'm old and fat because this fine girl here has decided that they must know that I'm well fed and well taken care of.
Okay.
You see this thing I just did on a normal day? Wait, listen, Angeloh, I love you. You're my brother. That's the only reason why. Because this kind of thing, they used to pay me money. You understand? But it's good to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Please a round of applause for them. Thank you. Welcome. See, they have started playing love. All these relationship people. Any small thing. That's how one day I was in church. The man of God was preaching the word of God. Relationship people were whispering beside us. That's what they always do. Any small thing. Oh, yeah, baby. Have you seen her? Anywho, let's start. Hi, good evening. Linda, I love your smile.
Oh, thank you.
And let me tell you people another secret. I read somewhere, in fact, I heard it somewhere. Ibrahim said it, that the first thing he fell in love with was Linda's lips. I'm going to be revealing a lot of secrets tonight. Cover your face, we'll get there. All right, but before we get into the questions, let's just play a little game. Are you ready? All right, so who is most likely to start an argument?
Ibrahim.
Hey! I can explain.
Who falls asleep first?
Linda.
Mama.
Yes.
Who is the goofy one?
Linda.
Hey,
Me.
what do you mean?
You can be funny, but I'm the good one.
She said I can't be funny. Do you know that the reason why this girl decided that she was going to marry me is because I made her laugh? I am funny, bro.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
you-
heard it somewhere too. Yes.
you there?
Yes,
Even
you
though-
you said it one time.
Auntie, off your mic, Joe.
Who spends more money?
It depends. Okay, no, she's.
It depends
It depends.
on what we are spending
Yes.
the money on.
So me, I can be irresponsible with my giving. You understand? But she can be irresponsible with her. So she can go out and decide that, oh, I saw this thing and I thought it would be nice for you. And then she'll get it. She's thoughtful and spontaneous like that. Me, I can be walking on the street and we'll just say, Baba, how far I take? You understand? So we have had to talk to each other and be like, listen, before you make certain purchases, even if it's for me, talk to me about it, right? Especially if it's for me, because when she buys stuff for herself, which she rarely does, it excites me. This kind, think of you sometimes.
Yeah, I'm always getting stuff for him and our
and Kieran,
son.
yeah.
So now he tells me that I should get things for myself. One day I came back buying things for myself. I was super proud.
Yeah. She was rubbing into my face, babe, see, I got stuff for myself. In my mind, I'm like, duh. That's right. Yeah, so.
Beautiful. Well done. All right, so yesterday was Valentine's Day. Are you one of those people who actually believe that, since we spend every day together, showing each other love, and Valentine's Day is just another day, right? Do we really need to do anything special? See, they're whispering. Like, what should our answer be?
No, that's not.
All right, please.
So, funny enough, yesterday we were both working. And that's one of one of the things that we find beautiful about what we have is the fact that, we both are supportive of each other, or we're passionate about what we do, the different things that we do. So I was working on something else and she was working on another thing, but we just didn't have the time of day yesterday. So as you said, because on a normal day, any day is Valentine's for us. And it's not braggo, it's just what it is. We're constantly loving up on each other and, just surprising each other with stuff or even just each other's time. Sometimes I'm upstairs, she's downstairs, and she's, FaceTiming or video calling me just to say, hey, I just wanted to see your face. And, it's what it is. Don't be doing that face now.
I see that this auntie in front, instead of you to be writing notes, you are smiling. When Isaac was here, he was asking you, how long have you been single for? You say 4 years. Was it you? You do not write. You need to learn how to FaceTime even if you are together, Don't worry, it's not you. I was just joking. All right, moving on, right? So, some people say that, some say that you met on Tinsel, right? But Ibrahim said one thing. So today we're going to confirm which it is, right? Ibrahim, I watched an interview where you said you saw her on TV first. Well, I think you were at your grandma's place.
Or my mom.
Or your mom's place. And then when you saw her on TV, he was like, these lips, this is the first thing. I said, we'll come back there. So now you need to tell us, how did you meet? And, who initiated the first move?
Take the floor.
Okay, so that's how. Yes, it's true that the first time that I ever saw her was on TV. I went to visit my mom. Then I was working in Abuja, and the family house is in Kaduna. So I was heading out of the house. I just come to see my mom for like a week. So I was heading out of the house in the evening. It was like to 8. So I was meeting up with some of my friends. And then as I'm walking past, I told my mom, I'm like, man, I'm going to meet up with my friends, grab keys. As I was heading out, just saw this really pretty girl on TV, and she was talking. So I didn't even hear anything she was saying. I just saw lips. I'm like,
You people should be watching Linda's face as he's saying all these things. So.
I'm like, come on. So in my mind, I'm just thinking to myself, oh, she's pretty, and those are really nice lips. So I leave the house. And, from time to time, my mother used to watch Tinsel like religiously. She loved the show. So from time to time, I'll be around and then she's watching and she's constantly going on and on about, oh, how much she just loves this being very naughty girl. I'm just like, bruv, can you then, and we didn't have PVR at home then, and sometimes it would be a weekday, I don't want to watch Champions League. It used to upset me, like, auntie, they watch this show every time, make I watch Champions League. But then I started doing a lot of work in Lagos, so I'll spend a lot of time coming, shuttling between Abuja and Lagos. And then one day, I was introduced to this girl by a friend of mine. And that happened a few times. Like, we would meet because we had a lot of mutual friends, but we never really knew each other. And I'll be somewhere, and my friend would introduce us to each other and be like, oh, this is my friend, this is my friend. And every time, she would be like, oh, it's really nice to meet you. She was always polite. But for some reason...
Politeness. Ladies, are you writing? Oh, okay.
Yeah, a troublemaker, Sha. She was always so sweet and polite. But in my mind, I'm thinking, how come every time you see me, you keep saying, it's nice to meet you? Bro, we done met before. What do you mean, it's nice to meet you? So it used to pain me small because I'm like, am I that forgettable? I mean, am I forgettable, though? So thank you, God bless you.
Linda, wait, were you doing that on purpose? Tell us.
No.
She was in a relationship and she was very focused. That's the truth.
But wait, you were in a relationship too now.
That's irrelevant to this conversation, please. Let's focus. I just wanted to be friends at the time. Real talk. Okay. So, that happened a few times. And then the next time we met, one day I just made up my mind that, you know what, Bone, if this girl says it's nice to meet you, say it's good to meet you too. So the next time we met, she was like, oh, hi, it's nice to meet you. I was like, same here. Moved on. Then one time, I came into Lagos for some work, and it was at the Palms, right? Was it at the Palms?
The Palms.
Yes. So I had a meeting at the Palms. So I was leaving. I was done my meeting. I was leaving, and then a friend of mine who used to work at MTV Base at the time was conducting like a thing. So it was like an interview, yeah. So they had people there they were interviewing people basically. So I was walking by, and she was like, "Hi, bro, fun, blah 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 blah." So she was like, "Please now come and do an interview for us." So I stopped. I was like, "I'm in a hurry, blah blah." I was not in a hurry. I just wanted to go to the hotel and sleep. So she said, "Come and do this." I'm like, "You know what? Sure, fine." So she leads me to where they were. And behold, she was standing there. They were going to interview her next. So I said hello. And she said, oh, hi, how you doing? Good.
Again?
No, I did not introduce myself. I know this guy, since you used to forget me, let's keep it 100, innit? So she said, it's really good. This kind. I was like, hello. She was like, oh, hi, how you doing? Fine. Both of us today, we're watching people interviewing. Then someone said something, and then apparently I said something. You know how you think something and then it jumps out of your mouth before you realize. Yeah. And apparently it was funny. And then she went, ha, 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 ha.
I didn't laugh like that, I beg.
This is my story to tell, okay? So she's like, ha, 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 ha. So I'm like, oh, okay. All right then.
I'm all back.
Yeah, like, and
It's funny, right?
I need to behave myself, I'm sorry. So she laughed, like really, really, ha ha. So did my interview and I left. Now, one of the reasons why I came to Lagos at that time was because a friend of mine and myself were running a stage production together. And this was it was in December, right?
2015.
Now, wow.
Women, we remember dates,
numbers,
don't we?
And dates. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Be calm. Your shoulder is up, man. So, my friend and I are running this stage production, right? So we're having rehearsals at there's this studio, Corporate Dance World Studio at Surrey, Cornwall. So I drive there. It was the next day? Was it that same day?
It was like
okay, yeah, it was
4 days later.
Yeah, sometime later. So I drive there for rehearsals, and then I get to the back office. I'm at the desk on my laptop getting some administrative work done, and then suddenly the door to the studio office opens, bam, and then somebody walks in. So I turn around, I'm like, who's opening the door like they own this space? So I turn around and I see her, and she sees me, and at the same time we just go, you. In my mind, they're like, oh, you remember me now?
Wait. We need to stress why she remembered you this time. Men, if you like, just be talking this thing without adding humor to it.
So, yes.
You remember that? That's why she remembered, right?
Yes. Brethren in the house. Rule number 1, be respectful. Rule number 2, be funny.
Make her laugh.
Make that girl laugh and she'll remember. You see, no matter how ugly a man is, if he's making your girl laugh, Baba, step up. Real talk. If he's making your girl laugh, he's not that harmless, oh.
I see why comedians. Have you put notice?
Fear those people, oh.
He's mostly comedians that marry like very, very pretty wives. I understand it better now.
So, long story short, she remembered me that day, and obviously, she has never forgotten me again. Hallelujah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Somebody shout hallelujah. All right, so to Linda. At what moment did you say, you know what? When he made you laugh?
What moment? What?
Did you say, you know what, I'm going to marry this guy? This is my man. Because remember, you were in a relationship. Somebody said, thank you for reminding us.
Funny enough.
Okay.
By this time, baby.
By the time we saw, I wasn't in a relationship anymore.
So the first time we
That's
met
the first
was
time
in
we met.
2011. But by the time I met her at the Palms, I made her laugh was 2015. So 4 years of being told, nice to meet you too. Behold.
Wow.
So yeah, I wasn't in a relationship then. So my eyes opened. Yeah, so when he was standing beside me, I was like, I really paid attention this time. I was like, When he made me laugh, and he laughed, and I heard his voice, I'm like, wait a minute.
Stop.
I'm like, who is this person with this voice? I turned, looked at him, nerdy glasses, handsome-looking guy, nice voice. So I paid attention. So the next time I saw him, I recognized him, and I looked for his strobe.
Omo, she harassed my life at that rehearsal. It was so bad that I would run out of the studio because she would just bring out her phone and start making videos of me. And she teased me endlessly. I was stressed, man. But I didn't mind so much. I ain't gonna lie.
So yeah, then we now became friends. We started hanging out.
She intentionally forgot her iPad at the studio office so that they could get me to bring it to her.
I was getting to that.
Ladies,
Forget
something.
Forget something. Yes. Something important.
So I finished rehearsal one day and I forgot my iPad. So I called, this is my story. This is part B. Yes, baby. So I called his partner and I asked him, please, was he still at the studio? And he said he wasn't at the studio anymore, but that Ibrahim was still at the studio. I said, okay, please, can you send me his number? So I got his number, I called him, and the guy here did not even act as if he did not know who was talking. He knows my voice already. So he was like, yeah, oh, hi, Linda. Oh, yeah. Apparently, the guy had already called him to tell him I was going to call him. So he said, yes, that he had my iPad and he was going to keep it. Then after that, we started talking and chatting. And guess what? I hate chatting. But I chat that chat. When you want something, when you see something that you want, you will go for it. And we made phone calls. And guess what? He hates phone calls.
To this day, I cannot stand phone calls.
But because of this woman, I stand. It annoys me. I love to chat. She likes to call. Or, you compromise.
So, yeah, I was going to talk about compromise. So, while we started hiking now, I watched how he treated people around him. That's very important to me because my previous relationship, the guy was not a good person. And I watched how he treated people around him. I wasn't good, but he was different. He was very nice, very kind. Happy. Even if I was smiling or I just smiled a few seconds ago, I have a straight face, he would ask me, are you okay? Constantly asking me, are you okay? I took what they asked, why are you always asking me if I'm okay? I'm fine. He said he just wants to know. He just needs to know if I am fine. And that was when I said, I'm going to marry this guy.
Right.
guy must be waiting for his own mate. Like he just said, and she said it. Yeah, so but my friend, there were three girls who were on the WhatsApp group, so we're praying together and telling God, when they say when three or more are gathered. So we prayed together, and I told them about him. And each and every one of the three of us, we all have a prayer request. And funny enough, everything happened for every one of us.
Ladies, men, everybody, praise.
So one at a time, we're getting up. It first died says. Then I told him about him, and he said, "Don't worry, go class, I don't." And I remember it's because I'm an Igbo girl and he's Edo. Oh yeah, I wanted to clear that he's Edo from Auchi. He's not Nadano. So
Wait, okay, get that.
him. So he's Edo. And as an Igbo girl, Ada. Igbo girls, Ada in the building. Please let me see your hands. And you know how we are now. Our parents always tell you must marry an Igbo man. So I have that issue with my dad. And the first time I was dating Igbo guy for Dobian. So I took it to God and I told God, I beg, please let them say yes to this one, because this is the one I want to get married to. He has a good heart. He's nice. He's thoughtful. He thinks of me. He takes care of me. He takes care of himself. He loves his family. He loves his mom. I was like, nah, this is the person I want. So when eventually he told me and proposed to me with mouth fists. You will tell that story. With mouth first. I now had to go and tell my mom. You tell your mom first before you tell your dad. Because your mom will lay the foundation. So I told my mom. And lucky for me, I had done a show where you had to bring your mom on set. So I brought my mom on set. He was on set as well. So my mom was shaking. So he escorted my mom to the car. Oh, mommy, take care of yourself. Bye-bye. So when I now told my mom, mommy, somebody wants to marry me. So like, she first dance. And I said, okay, who? As I just said, Ibro, before I put it, I said, okay, that guy. She said, she just said it and said that. And she remember saying, oh, he's such a sweet guy. Like, take her. I said, so, when are we going to tell Daddy? He said, don't worry. I'll talk to your mother. Don't worry. So she went. She spoke to my dad. He came to see my parents. This is not just, it wasn't the introduction or anything. Just come and see my parents and just...
To show myself, this guy, please, I exist. I'm a real human being. You first of all present yourself to the family.
So that they know that, there's actually, there's an actual human being. Before you now come and say, there's flower, something, other talk. So yeah, I need to go and show myself and say, okay, this is the name that you might have been hearing. This is the human being that it is attached to. It was nervy, but, we move.
And this guy brought my father over with Hausa language, because my dad speaks Hausa. And they were just conversing in Hausa and just enjoying themselves. My father could not stop talking about, Ibro, after he had gone. I'm like, wow. Where is that? I want an Igbo man. I want you to marry an Igbo boy. It's not there. He said, no, this one is good. He has a good heart. My grandmom saw him and she said, he smiles. He has a beautiful smile. He laughs. That's what I like him. That's all she read. Parents can read energy, whether positive or negative. And they met the other guy and they didn't know. But this one they met and they really took to him. So yeah, that's my story.
Thank you. I don't even know what to say again. But I want to address some liquid metals here. Shall you people heard us say, he smiles, he made an impression. Liquid metals. Where are you people? They're always frowning. I am the conqueror and the champion all by myself. Continue. Okay. So my next question. What was your first rude awakening as a married couple?
Mine was when I realized that I couldn't get out of a conversation or a situation with this man. We had to talk about it. I'm the type I would bottle things up and push it under the rug. But Ibro is not like that. We will talk about it. Let's talk about it and clear it and just move on so that it doesn't happen again. So that's when I was like, I don't marry. this one, I cannot get out of it. I have to talk about it. So yeah, that's when I realized that we were married.
How about you?
I think for me, it would be, I think it was the first time after we got married that we had to spend a little time apart. So there are two instances, right? The first one was before we got married, and it was basically what led to me making sure that I didn't miss out on this person. I went to Bauchi for like 3 weeks to shoot a film called Up North. I don't know if anyone here has seen it. It's still one of my favorite films ever. I loved the experience. It was a great experience. But you know, the thing that I hated the most about making that film was the fact that for the first time since we had gotten together, I was away from her, you know, for that long. Because at this time, I'd already gotten on Tinsel, so I was seeing her every other day, you know. So even if we're not hanging out, you know, together as a couple romantically, we were on set together as colleagues. So I had to go to Bauchi to shoot this thing for 3 weeks. Almost. First day, second day, hey, let's go. At the chest, nothing they happen. Day 4, I'm like, what? I can't do this, you know. And it was starting to. I was upset with myself because I'm a very controlled person. Like and I'm very grateful to the upbringing that I was given by my mother, and I'm very grateful to my faith in Christ. I'm a really controlled human being. So it upsets me when I'm having a hard time controlling, you know, how I feel. You know, I self-regulate very easily. But I couldn't self-regulate because I was away from this person. I know more. He upset me, but he told me something that I couldn't live. You know, I couldn't bear the thought of not having this person in my life. So as soon as I got back to Lagos, I just told her, long story short, I told her, look, I'm not here to waste your time. All this boyfriend-girlfriend thing, I'm over that. Like, that's why she was talking about when I first proposed with mouth. I told her, I said, see, I don't know how much time we would need to get our ducks in a row so that we can make it happen. But I'm not here to be your boyfriend. I'm done with that. I want to marry. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Somebody actually shouted, hell. And this young lady actually started crying. In my mind, I was like, bro, you don't mess up. Because I'm like, you're going to go and say something that she didn't want to hear. Maybe I've ruined everything. Maybe now she's feeling pressured and all of, like, I was thinking many things. So I'm just there holding her like, okay, are you okay? What's wrong? Okay, I'm sorry. She was like, no, don't say that. I'm like, okay, so what's the problem? Why are tears? Tears are not a good sign, innit? And then she now looked at me. Basically, what took you so long? Apparently, she had been, you know, she don't waka reach junction, they wait for me since. You understand? So apparently, I was the one that had been wasting time. That was like the biggest relief, you know. And you know, as a man, when you get to the point where you make a bold decision and then realize that your partner is standing there, like she's right there, it's life-changing. So that was the first, you know, moment of realization for me. The second one was after we had gotten married, and it was during lockdown, and it was the first time that we were spending all day, every day together, stretch. We're both homebodies. She enjoys being at home, I enjoy being at home. I feel like I had a healthy amount of outside when I was younger. So now I'm just at that stage where, you know, do you outside, that's fine. I like my house, it's nice. You know, I'll just enjoy it, yeah? And we were spending so much time together. But there were times when she would, because she likes her space, I would be inside, she would be in the living room. I'll go to the living room, she'll go back inside. I'm like, what's the problem here? You understand? Like, but then one day I was so upset about it. And we'll be fine, like we're not arguing or quarreling or anything. We'll just surf and everything, but then after like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, she'll go inside. So we're doing the whole, you know. So I'm not like, okay, Ibrahim, as she said, I like to talk about things, because, so I'm like, we're adults here, let's talk. What's the problem? Why are you doing this? And then she's like, no, like, I like knowing that you are here. But sometimes I want to be able to just be with myself. And guys, you know how one moment you're thinking you're undesirable, and then someone now clears it for you that, no, I just really, actually, that's why when Angeloh said, love yourself, you know, first, before You know, you can love someone and be loved. It is key. If you do not love yourself first, you will always be hanging on to someone else's coattails just so that you feel something. It is a negative you're starting with. You're already at a loss. That other person can do you anyhow. So it is important to love yourself, not in a selfish way. You understand? Self-love is key. Sorry, I'm preaching. Anyway, bottom line is,
Please, we need you to preach, actually.
that was when I realized that, look, this person is different from you, and you have to be able to understand, you have to learn them. You understand? That's when I understood that you have to learn your partner every day.
Yeah.
There are things that we still surprise each other to this day. And I think it's a good thing. It keeps it spicy, innit?
Ibrahim, I need to go back to what you said initially. When you mentioned like the first thing, you said you were apart and you realized, oh, more, this is tough. So now let's talk about your conflicting schedules, right? And how have you been able to like manage this? So we're moving to like Nollywood and marriage now. You're in the same field. On some days you are on set, you're apart. On some other days, I think it was Angeloh that said something about drama-free and all that. How have you been able to manage, being in the spotlight? Two questions in one. The first one is, how have you been able to manage your schedule and, your family, right? That's one. The other one is, how have you been able to manage yourselves to stay clean, We all know that people are always attacking. In fact, especially marriages, right? So how have you been able to preserve what you have? Part one and part two. Who takes part one? Who takes part two?
You take part one. Shadow.
Okay. So, it is important to be intentional. We're both very comfortable being indoors. Very, very comfortable. Because of what we do, we have to spend a lot of time outdoors.
Yeah.
So we cherish the time that we spend indoors. So one of the things that she said when we were getting married was that she wanted us to create a home that would always look forward to going to. Not just emotionally, mentally and spiritually, but also physically. We wanted, of course, within our means, because both of us, let me start from this. It is important to be with someone who shares your values.
Right.
I was raised by a woman who believes that not everything that you earn is for you, and not everything that you want is a need, So, and as a firstborn and an ada, so that tells you that being responsible is part of our upbringing. It's part of our. You're born. You have to step up to it. So we made sure that our home is it just represents what we want, and also the things that we need. So every time I find out that she has time off, and it coincides with when I have time off, in fact, we had our way. We would just put "do not enter," across the gates, and tell them at the estate gate, please, if anybody comes saying it is a lie, they're not coming to our house. Try to tell them to go away. So we try as much as possible to make sure that when we can, as often as we can, we spend time to. Me and this we're constantly. One of my sisters-in-law lives with us, and sometimes she's just over it. She's constantly rolling her eyes at us. I pity the babe sometimes, because she's like.
Is she single?
For now. Oh. Yes. We're working on it. The annoying thing is that she's beautiful, but she doesn't like going out. She's just, she comes back from work and she just wants to play with her nephew. I'm like, guy, I love you. I am comfortable with you being in the.
I've rolled my eyes here today.
I'm sorry.
You people are doing in this place. So I can't even imagine what she has to deal with every day.
She could do all right. So I'm like, we're not trying to get rid of you. You understand? But I want you to, this thing you're rolling, I want to roll eyes at you. So we're constantly looking for ways, to keep it as interesting as possible. And then so when people talk about drama and everything, guys, no relationship is 100. Yeah. Do you understand? Like, we argued about something like a couple of days ago, and me, I told that piece of my mind, I'm like, listen, this is not how I feel, this is how I feel, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, but, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, one of the important things is during premarital counseling, they told us that it is important to focus on the problem, not your partner. Your partner is not the problem. So if you focus on the problem, your partner doesn't feel attacked. And if you don't feel attacked, it's easier for them to open up and let you in and let you know exactly what they're feeling and how they're, so it helps.
No, I'm just adding.
Add on, baby.
So another thing that we learned at marriage counseling was that whenever we are trying to resolve conflicts, whatever we're saying to each other, we say it with love. Do not say it with rudeness in or the tone, malice. Oh, we had to learn that because if early days of marriage, we would talk or we'll be having a conversation, and we'll both remind ourselves, tone.
Tone is important.
Yeah.
It's important to check your tone when no matter how upset you are. If you're trying to convey your feelings, it's important to check your tone because sometimes all your partner is going to hear is your tone, not your words.
Right. Yeah. So you also asked how we have been able to have a drama-free, and he mentioned family values. Yeah. So before I started acting, or a year into while I was acting, my father didn't know I was acting. And eventually when he found out, he said, okay, you've been doing this for a year. I didn't know. I didn't hear anything negative about you. That means you respect me, you know your family values, and you know you want to make me proud. So just continue that way. And that has stuck with me. If I can make my father proud, why can't I making my father proud is making myself proud. And luckily for me, thank God, I found a man who has the same family values as I do. And we don't like negativity. Whether negative, what do you call it? Negative PR. It's not for us.
Yeah, because people will try and, convince you that all PR is good PR. Is a lie. It's a lie.
So I always, whenever I get in a situation that could get negative PR, I remember my dad, I remember my family, I remember him, I remember my son. And I bring myself out of it. That way I'm not putting myself out there for any negativity or anything like that. So yeah, family values and who you're married to.
Yeah, and concerning being, trying to stay drama-free, at the end of the day, we just try and make sure that, look, marriage is under attack as an institution, right? On social media, people the negative PR that marriages get is crazy. Yeah. So I worked in corporates for about 7 years, about 8 years before I decided I wanted to try many other things, right? But they would have you believe that if you're on TV or if you're a public face, your marriage is likely to, fall apart before it even starts, right? But the statistics show that it's across board, it's general. Everybody, every demographic has the same challenges. It's just more amplified for people who are on TV or who are public faces or public figures. But it's a statistic. We decided that, what? Our values are our values. We value each other, we respect each other. We're looking to build something that outlives us. So whatever needs to be done to make sure that we stay true to, what we think is right, we'll just stick to it. Sometimes it's really challenging because Nigeria, people like notorious people, you understand? Bad behavior is very easily rewarded. Yeah, they celebrate people for bad behavior. So there are people who have actually told me, hey bro, you need to show some more skin now, do this and do that. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Because my mother is telling me, now, no, they cause fight. So you just say, oh yeah, I get you. Keep it moving. But at the end of the day, I think about, as you said, what's most important to me. Because whether you like it or not, the challenges that everybody is facing is real. The temptations are also real. There are people who would offer you things that almost a year of work will not get you that thing. But then someone told me when I was younger, he asked me so what are your core values? And I told him, he said, you have too many core values. What are the values that you can walk away from money because of those values? And by the time I listed those values, there were very few, and he said, those are your core values. So I hold my core values very, very close to my heart. And one of them is my family. Not just Linda and Keon, but my siblings, the people who knew my mother, the people who remember her. That's why Son of Aisha is a thing. Because I've just decided that everything that as much as I can, I will honor my mother's memory with the things that I'm good at. And we also want to be able to have Keon wake up one day when he's 20 and go on our YouTube or our social media and watch every video there and not be ashamed of anything he sees. Thank you.
Thank you. Another thing is, I come from a family who, my parents, I watched them, growing up, loving each other, loving on each other, growing together. And I told God that I wanted this sort of marriage. And God surpassed my imagination because He said, enough, bring your hand down. Because He surpassed my imagination. I gave me this beautiful man here. So because I saw how my parents have been and what they went through it. It wasn't perfect. They were not lovey-dovey every day. Yeah. I saw everything. And I know that it's like that. Marriage is a learning institution. You learn every day on the job. Every day you learn something new about your spouse. So we look at each other and we tell each other, guy, we are in for this. So
one of the things that we say every day, sorry, thank you. You can say,
This thing that you people are doing now,
hey,
I will
God,
roll my eyes over.
Don't be annoyed, please. Please, dear. So, I'm sure, okay, let me ask you a quick question. If you have someone in your life who tells you, I love you regularly, please put your hand up.
I do.
Aww,
Okay, that's a good average, yes. If you have someone in your life that you tell, I love you regularly, it doesn't have to be, I'm not talking about romantic relationships. Okay, if you have someone in your life who you tell, I love you regularly, please put your hand up. Now, the tendency, I'm glad that your hand came up too, dear. The tendency, hey, you people, that's not how I meant it, too.
that's how you meant it.
Hey, God, it's your own person that will now put you inside trouble. So the tendency is that because you're used to hearing something, it becomes regular, it becomes basic, it becomes expected, right? So we took it one step further. Someone was talking earlier, I think it was Angeloh.
It was Angeloh.
And he said that, love is not enough. He said something like that, that you have to put in work and everything. A lot of the time, right, love it happens. So you fall in love. That's why they say, oh, this person fell in love. This person, they grew to love each other, blah, 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 blah. But you see, that is the key to the door. Yeah. When you walk in that door, from that point on, bruh, you will put in the work. Yeah. You understand? One of the things that we used to tell each other very early was consistency. Yoma warned me. She was like, dude, you're doing doing much. But
when I mean much, he was doing very good.
Like,
he was going the whole 9 yards, doing everything. So I told him, as you start, you continue.
Straight up.
When we enter marriage, don't stop. So consistency.
I was going to say consistency. Like she'll constantly, when I do something, and if I do something for your mom, she's like, oh, I love you. But if you think enter, she's not saying, I love you. There's a different way that she used to say it, you understand? But then there's something else that she will now say. She'll now say, baby, consistency. This thing that you have done, you enter, Oga, don't fall my hand. But then we now took it a step further. Instead of just saying, I love you, because we tell each other I love you when we're chatting, we tell each other in front of my son, all of that, we do all of that. But when it's just us, when, it's bare, everything is laid out, we tell each other, I choose you. It's powerful. You understand? We say this thing. Yeah, No Bae, I tell you. We tell each other, I choose you. Right. Because fam, you love your siblings love you, but they annoy the hell out of you sometimes. Do you know that it is easy to love someone and not like them? Yeah. Misha, our Father in heaven loves all of us, Abi. Yeah. We love him. So we have to what? We love each other. But there are lots of my father's children that I don't like. Do you understand? It doesn't take away the fact that they are God's children. It doesn't take away that they are my siblings in the Lord. But I don't like them. I love them, but I don't like them. Bruh, in marriage, it dey happen. So there are times when your partner will annoy the hair off your chin that you just be like, I can't stand this girl, bro. Do you understand? At that point, you still love them, but you just don't like them very much. If you have kids, you understand this. Sometimes your child will annoy you. You want to just go and shake them until their teeth fall out. You love them, but you don't like them very much at that point. Now, it's easy to look outside and see that shiny new toy. Yeah. To see that really cool, intelligent, beautiful, well-spoken, hardworking, very supportive, very independent man. Or woman. My bad. And that person just looks like super exciting and super interesting. It's new. It's exciting. But that's all it is. You have to choose your partner every day.
I like the stress on every day.
So yeah, sorry.
Thank you. Please clap. I love it. But there's something I want to say. You see, there are two brothers over there wearing cap and glasses. I don't know, are you people married or single? Married. Brother, are you married? You're married. How come it's the married people that are paying so much attention?
Because my day, they know where they should they pay.
Their attention. They're like, you are speaking our minds. Single men, if you like, don't pay attention. If you like, don't pay attention. You see that they are wearing cap and glasses, and she said something about, I noticed he's a nerd. Anywho, let's continue. All right, so there is something, okay, so this particular question here is something that, you know how, as Christians, there are certain things that people shy away from, certain topics, certain discussions that people do not have. And so when people are seeking answers to these questions, they go outside because they feel like, that is where I'll get the answers. So I want to ask a particular question. A question that, it's been like a topic of discussion, especially lately with, married couples who are actually in the Nollywood space. So you see how you have like kissing scenes, right? And then maybe there's an actor that is married or, I don't know, even you, I don't know, but... But maybe there's an actor that is married. Let me just say, there's an actor that is married, right? And then they're kissing in a scene. And then people are saying, you are married now. How can you be kissing in the scene? And then somebody else is saying, but that's his profession. He's acting. Now I'm going to throw it to you. What's your take on this? Am I speaking somebody's mind tonight? God bless you.
So...
Ibrahim, your voice is low now. It has to be high. We need to hear.
It starts slow.
Exactly. You have to build it up. Yeah, build it up. So, real talk, yeah. One of the things that I'm grateful for is that I'm with someone who is also an actor. Right? It actually doesn't make it easier. Because whether you like it or not, as professional as you are, as focused and all of that as you can be, you will feel some type of way every time your partner has to do a kissing scene with someone else. You will feel some type of way. It's normal. So when I meet people who are not in the space, who are not in the industry, who are like, I can never be with an actor, I'm like, sis, I feel you. You understand? No, I have no misconceptions about it at all. I completely understand it. But at the end of the day, there isn't a project that I've done, and there isn't a project that's just done since we got married that we haven't talked about. You understand? I read her scripts. When the producers send it to her and be like, oh, we'd like you to do this with us, blah, blah, blah. She reads mine. We talk about it. She, So I'm also married to someone who is a bit of in a good way.
A bit of a what?
A bit of a cool person, baby.
Okay.
So there was this project that I did some years ago, and I had a kissing scene with someone. And we talked about it. I told her, oh, by the way, this is happening. She was like, yeah, I read it. I saw that part. And I'm like, so this is the person who is playing it. She was like, oh, okay. Well, she's respectful, blah, blah, blah. We talk about stuff like that. I'm like, all right, cool. We do the scene. Project, trailer is dropped. What trailer? She's like, oh, baby, looks really good. Can't wait to go and see it. In my mind, I'm like, hey, God. So in my mind, I'm like, maybe she'll be working that day. She won't be able to come for the premiere. Auntie cleared her schedule. She was like, I'm coming to see this film because it was really good. So we go there, we watch the film, and then, that part comes up. And I'm just sitting down next to her, like, yeah.
You have to take the glasses off.
Sorry. Yeah. You're looking at the screen, this guy watching the film, right? But then you're not really watching because you don't watch them before, So you're using your peripheral vision.
No, be say you don't watch them before.
Okay, now you actor. So you use your peripheral vision to look at your partner to see how she's reacting. And, so I'm watching her and she's just like, straight face, just watching. Now we get to that part and I'm getting lower and lower in my seat. And she's just there still. And then, thanks, baby. And then, I'm just thinking to myself, how am I going to? And now you guys know.
Glasses.
It's just glasses. So I'm just there thinking to myself, we're getting to that scene. But I'm like, bro, be calm, relax, we talked about it. And then it happens. And I'm just like really low in my chair and I'm like looking. And people are like, everybody's like, yo, woo! In my life, I'm like, can you people just shut up? I'm gonna be sleeping on the couch tonight, innit? And then, the movie ends, everybody's super excited, great film, we come out, we do the, usuals, everybody takes a bow, we talk about the film, please go and watch our film in the cinemas, blah, blah, blah. It went great, right? Get in the car, we're driving. Music is playing, driver is driving, Shanna is sitting behind, we're holding hands as usual, no issues. In my mind, I'm like, okay, this is good. We get home, get into the house, go upstairs, take a shower, come back. And we're just normally in my mind. I'm like, okay, this is good. Sit down. So I'm like, because I must talk about everything. I'm like, so what do you think? She was like, oh, great film. I was like, baby, the scenes actually, because. And then she's like, you can do better. I'm like, sorry, wait, what? She was like, babe, come on now. Like, you need to be able to, when play the character. I need you to play it, because she directs as well. So she was looking at it from they form my hand for public type of way. And guys, it blew my mind. And sometimes at the end of the day, sometimes that's what your partner needs. Yeah. They need to know that you need them to shine. You need them to really, really, do that thing. And I was really taken aback. I was like, are you kidding? And she was like, yeah. And then we talked further, we talked deeper, and then she said, look, I know you. I trust you. I know that as soon as the director says cut, that's it. Anything before action and after cut, that's what it is.
And at the end of the day, he comes back home to me.
Yeah.
Period.
And it's to be honest, it's something that I had to learn from her, because I'm not going to lie. Every time she has done a film where she has needed to kiss someone else, right? I'm fuming. Real talk. Because you see these lips. Hey.
His lips.
So I'm fuming, right? Even though we've talked about it, I've read the scripts, I know everything. I don't read them, I know it's in the apple. Sometimes I even, drop off at work, if it's on a day I'm not working. I know what is going on, right? And I trust her completely, 100%. We're good. But it's different when you see it on screen. You now be like, all the aces in this are blasting. But Baba, you did sweat. And I'm just there thinking to myself, okay, it's enough now. So, but then the way she has handled the reverse taught me, it made me grow up. It grew me up. I had to learn to handle it properly as well. And the most important thing for us is the fact that everything that happens after action and before cut doesn't exist to us. We leave it at the door when we get into the house.
But don't get us wrong. Like he said, he's fuming. So at that point when I'm watching and we're in the car, we get home, I'm processing. I'm processing what I have watched, how I am feeling. And the most important thing, what tops everything is you're his partner. You're supposed to encourage him, to make sure, to tell him that he did well in his film. Don't make him feel down, because if I focus on that, it will bring him down. And that's not why I'm his partner. That's not why I'm his wife. I need to support him. I need to tell him, oh, you did well, it was good, this would have been better and all that. But yes, I have processed it. I've gotten upset with myself and with him, trust me, with him. But at that point, I'm not telling him that. But we are both growing in this marriage. We both talk to ourselves, we both tell ourselves the truth. It hurt me, the thing they vex me. I watched it, I will vex. But moving on, let's talk about it. The film was good. You did well. You should have done better. So we tell ourselves that. So yeah, I'm human. I will get upset, but I will move past it. Yeah.
You're a very grown-up girl, though. They try.
Thank you.
Please clap if you want to clap. It's fine. Clap. All right. So I want to ask Linda a question, because I noticed that, Ibrahim has been taking... I mean, the man is supposed to take the lead, right? But I want to ask you a particular question. Was there ever a time that you had to let go of something of value because you had to choose your marriage first? Yes, it could be, money, friendship, deals, because you had to choose your marriage first.
Luckily, I've never gotten that. Okay. At this point in our marriage, 7 years going.
Yes, 7 years this year.
Yeah, 7 years this year.
2018 till date.
I haven't, thank God, I've not had an opportunity, or I don't want to have that opportunity where I have to choose between friendship, money, or my marriage. Whatever deal comes to the table for me, whether a brand or a movie or friendship, whatever, I talk to this man. He's my best friend now. He's the person I can talk to. I can tell everything. And he would advise. He would never lead me astray. He won't give me a bad advice. So I have never had anything that I have to say, you know what, I'm dropping this for my marriage. He won't even let me. He won't let me.
Okay. Somebody say it, bro. All right, so lastly, okay, so we're wrapping up here. But before we wrap up, there's a question that I would like to ask. We've seen like a decline when it comes to, and you said something about an attack on, marriages and all. So a lot of young people nowadays are saying, oh, I don't know if I want to get married, because the image of, marriage that we have on social media, all over the place, is definitely not, we have more negatives than positives flying around. So I want you to answer like 2 questions, right? The first one will be, now that you're married, would you say that, I know the answer to it, but would you say that, I want you to say it, right? Would you say it's worth, being married? 1. Then 2, what advice would you give to young people who are feeling like, I don't know, maybe I should just, be single and flexing myself like this, right? So yeah.
What advice would I give to young people? Which one?
The first one. Do you think that marriage is worth it?
Oh, you already said it now. You know the answer. For me, I found the right man. So yeah, for me, marriage is worth it if you find the right person. If you find the right person that would stand by you, love you, you would love unconditionally, you would choose every day, it is really worth it. Yeah, people say social media is not real, and it's always portraying, the soft life, especially, that's what birthed Due Parenting Pod. Yeah. Because I would see people taking pictures with newborn babies and looking all beautiful, but they won't tell you what it is, what the struggles of the 4th trimester, even after 4th trimester, even till now. Right. It's the same. Yeah, my son is actually here right now, but we're here because we love you guys. So,
you people did not say we love you too.
No, I heard it in their hearts. Don't worry. So, it's the same for marriage. People say negative things on social media, but when you find the right person, work on the marriage, learn every day, choose the person, it is definitely, definitely worth it.
And what advice would you give to, young people?
So we're still learning this matter. We're just 6 plus, we're almost 7. Can you imagine? We're almost 7. Facebook. But I think for me, the most important things are, one, be honest with yourself before you get into anything with anyone else. You have to tell yourself the truth about where you are, where you're going, what you want. Lay that out. Be sure that that's what you want before you jump into it. Secondly, choose your partner every day. The shiny new toys will come and go. There'll be that exciting 20% will, it would fizzle out. People say that there are 2 types of relationships. There are candles and there are firecrackers. The firecrackers, it's exciting. Everybody says, oh, wow. But the candle just burns steadily, slowly, and it stays steady. Be a candle, Make sure that your relationship is candle lights and not firecrackers. And then be kind. Man, you see, listen.
Goes a long way.
Bruh, be kind. Be kind. Look, I can't stress this enough. Be kind. I'm not saying be nice. That's a totally different thing. Meeting someone and being cordial and being, civil and being all of that, you can be nice to people. You can put that on. Being nice is something you put on. Being kind is who you are. Be nice. There are lots of unkind people. I'm sorry. Be kind. There are a lot of unkind people out there. If you find someone who is unkind, no matter how much they show you love and they care about you, if they are unkind, one day, your eye will see something. They will show you something. True. Avoid unkind people, male or female. Avoid unkind people. And then please pay attention to the way they treat their family. It is very indicative of how they will treat your family. And by your family, I mean the one that you build with them. Someone who easily walks away from, their families or their siblings, they will walk away, God forbid. It would be easier for them to walk away from you and yours, right? Yeah. Also, please, no matter what you do, I know it's easy to hear God say, this is your husband or this is your wife. When it comes to issues of the heart, you tend to hear what you want to hear. So that's why God, in his infinite mercy and wisdom, has given us fail-safes and a circle of friends. Curate your inner circle to the point where people are not yes men around you. If you want to go far, be surrounded by people that will look you in the eye and tell you the truth. Because they know that they love you. If you have yes men around you, Baba, I'm sorry, but you're finished. Baby, do you have anything to add?
Yes. One more thing. Be patient.
Preach.
Patience. I mean, our parents, most of them went through things in their marriage. I know some of us who would have seen our parents go through this quarrel, fight, love, and everything, but they were patient and they stuck out for us. So I'm not saying that if you're in an abusive marriage or whatever, you should stay there.
Don't. I'm sorry.
Be patient with
counseling.
each other. Be patient with each other. Listen to each other. Talk about everything. Patience will go a long way as well.
I just remembered something else. Sorry, my bad. A lot of the time, people say that if your family background is indicative of the kind of family you would build, it's a lie of the devil. Yeah. Don't settle for that. It's a fat lie, right? Yes, it can be an example to follow, but it doesn't have to be a platform that you have to build on, right? Let it end with you. So she comes from look, my father and mother-in-law, I love those two. I love them. They're fun, they're interesting, but you can tell that they worked to build what they have today. And they're such good friends. So whenever they're even doing their quarrel, all of us just be like, these ones. You not get involved. Next thing, and you say, look at this one. What do you know? Ha ha ha. Look at this boy. They now use it to settle. Baba, face your wall. You understand? So she grew up seeing that and desiring that and having an example to follow. Unfortunately, but in a sense, fortunately, right, I didn't have that. My parents didn't split. My dad basically just, walked away. You know how they say, he went to get he went out to get the milk. Basically, my parents split up when I was about 6. So from the age of 6, I had to be first son, firstborn, assistant husband, big brother, all of that from that age, right? I could easily have felt like, oh, marriages don't work, yada, yada, blah, blah. I grew up watching my mom having to work 3 jobs because she had 3 kids she needed to raise by herself. At 29, she was a divorced single mother of 3 children. But she stuck with it. She did it. And I'm glad to say that today my siblings and I, we are a good testament of how awesome she was, right? But I could very easily have said, you know what, she was such a good person, but still it didn't work out, so maybe marriage is not for me. And then I dated a few people before I met this amazing human being, right? That, to be honest, real talk, women don't show me what, they've shown me pepper in this life. So that's why this one, I hold them like egg. Do you understand? But I made up my mind that all the times I woke up at 2 in the morning because I could hear my mother crying in her room, all the times that my mother had to sacrifice her dinner so her 3 children could eat, all the times that she took an extra job. She worked for the government, but then she was also an accountant for Specsavers. I don't know if anyone remembers Specsavers from back in the day. They are like an NGO, and then she was working at a computer company, whatever. So my mom had 3 jobs at some point. She was working really hard. She barely had time to rest, right? All of that simply because she had to cater to kids that she refused to give up because she knew that she was our best shot at having a good life. Right? I'm sorry, I know that this sounds like a downer, but I'm getting somewhere. My point is, I could have seen all of that and decided that, this thing is not for me, coupled with all the things that women have shown me, all the pepper they have put in my eye, you understand? But then, one of the things that is very important to me today is that she comes from where it is whole. I come from where it is not. But the both of us have decided that we will build something for Keon and his siblings by God's grace. Say amen, say amen. Amen. God bless you. And, we will build something for them that would show them, because they are key, show them that, you see this thing called marriage that is being demarketed heavily by the world today is beautiful. Yeah. So God help all of us.
Oh, marriage is beautiful. God help all of us. So, we've come to the end of this session, but before I let you go, when we came in, we had Ibrahim do a dance for us.
Lie.
Now, Linda, no, she's not dancing, no. Okay. I know that, one of your songs is, I Get to Love You. So now, you're going to be 7 years this year, so I want you to sing that song to him. Yes, now, just sing it as you're going to your seat. We want it right. Thank you. All right.
Can they play the song?
They should play. Do you have the song, Offery? Please, sir.
One look at you.
Take the stage, and she does as well.
Jesus.
Please, a round of applause for them as they do that. Let me excuse them.
I prayed for you before I called you mine. Oh, I can't believe it's true sometimes. Oh, I can't believe it's true. I get to
much. Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for Ibrahim and Linda Suleiman as they make their way off the stage. Thank you so much. My name remains Ejiofor Ibrahim Suleiman, and it's been fantastic, hosting this panel. Thank you very much.